Exclusive, confidential settlement reached in police misconduct case. Climate activist alleges brutal treatment at 2019 Melbourne mining protest asterisk. A hush fell over the Victorian legal landscape this February as a confidential settlement was reached in a high-profile police misconduct case. The case centered around Timothy Buchanan, a 39-year-old Wiradjuri climate activist, who alleged a brutal and unwarranted assault at the hands of Victoria Police's riot squad during a protest at the 2019 International Mining and Resources Conference, IMARC, in Melbourne. The details, while shrouded in the confidentiality of the settlement, paint a stark picture of alleged police overreach and raise serious questions about the treatment of protesters in Victoria. Buchanan's allegations are chilling. He claims his head was repeatedly slammed against unforgiving surfaces, a metal wall, the unforgiving ground, and even a glass door, which he alleges was forcibly opened using his own head as a battering ram. The sheer brutality of the alleged assault is difficult to comprehend, raising concerns about the use of excessive force by law enforcement. The incident occurred amidst the chaotic scenes of the IMARC protest, where scores of protesters were arrested by police in what many witnesses described as a hostile and aggressive environment. The settlement arrives just days after the commencement of a class action lawsuit against Victoria Police in the Supreme Court. This separate case alleges the excessive and unwarranted use of oleoresin capsicum, OC, spray, also known as pepper spray, against protesters at the same IMARC conference. The coincidence of timing raises questions about the broader context of police conduct at the event and the potential for a systemic issue regarding the treatment of protesters by Victorian authorities. The settlement itself, while silencing Buchanan's specific claims, does little to address the wider concerns raised by the class action and the troubling pattern of alleged police misconduct. Buchanan's lawyer, Jeremy King, commented on the matter, highlighting Victoria Police's unfortunate history with protesters. This statement points to a deeper, more systemic problem that extends far beyond the individual incidents surrounding the 2019 IMARC protest. It speaks to a troubling trend of alleged police overreach against individuals exercising their democratic right to peaceful protest. The lack of transparency surrounding the settlement further fuels concerns that such incidents may be swept under the rug, leaving victims without justice, and failing to hold law enforcement accountable for their actions. The state's refusal to admit any wrongdoing, a key element of the settlement agreement, raises serious questions about accountability and transparency within the Victorian police force. The settlement leaves unanswered questions about the training and conduct of riot squad officers, and whether adequate protocols are in place to prevent such alleged acts of brutality from occurring in the future. The lack of an admission of guilt by the state prevents a full and thorough investigation into the events of that day, leaving a sense of unease and a chilling effect on future protests. The silence surrounding the specifics of the settlement further compounds the sense of injustice. While the financial terms remain undisclosed, the lack of public acknowledgement of wrongdoing serves only to exacerbate the concerns about potential systemic issues within the Victoria Police Force. The case highlights the ongoing tension between the right to protest and the actions of law enforcement tasked with maintaining order. It demands a critical examination of police training, accountability mechanisms, and the need for greater transparency in investigations into allegations of police misconduct. This case underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reform within the Victorian police force to ensure that future protesters are treated with respect and dignity, and that allegations of police misconduct are fully and transparently investigated. The settlement, while providing a measure of closure for Buchanan, falls far short of addressing the larger systemic issues highlighted by this disturbing incident. The lack of admission of liability and the absence of detailed information about the settlement terms raise serious concerns about the effectiveness of current mechanisms for holding law enforcement accountable for alleged acts of brutality against peaceful protesters. The fight for justice, therefore, continues beyond the confines of this specific legal battle. The wider implications of this case demand a broader conversation about police conduct, the rights of protesters, and the need for meaningful reform to ensure such incidents are not repeated. The struggle for accountability and transparency in the face of alleged police misconduct remains a critical battle in the ongoing fight for social justice.